Welcome along to the latest episode of the Laura and Becky Show. We used to be radio presenters. We did a breakfast radio show together. Thank God we're not doing that anymore. Oh, I can't hear you.
I mean, if that doesn't prove a point, I don't know what doesn't.
Well, this brings me on to my next point nicely. We used to be radio presenters. I mean, it's not a surprise that we got sacked. We couldn't work the buttons.
The amount of times we've done events and we've taken all our stuff and we've been like, oh no, that mic's not working, I can't hear you. And it's just because we haven't turned the mic on.
It's always the most simple thing, but you go into panic mode. I mean, when we were on the radio... Oh my God, like nearly a year ago, by the way.
I know.
How quick has that gone?
Well, actually, it probably is over a year now. Actually, what date did we get fired?
What date was our sacking?
It was April last year.
We'll have to look on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because it might be the anniversary of our sacking. But do you remember when technical stuff used to go wrong in the studio? It was the funniest. Thing. Because sometimes you just can't work out what's kind of like going wrong or why something's not working.
When you're on your own, it's not so funny. You're just like, oh no. But when there's two of you, it's so much better. The thing you always used to do, you always used to forget to put the mic down if something was going wrong. So I'd be like, put that mic down. I'd be like, what?
So basically, if you're listening to the radio, like the song's playing out, you would have probably heard me and Laura panicking in the background because I hadn't put the microphone down. We're like, what's going on? I can't work this thing. What's happening? I can't work out. Laura's like, put it down.
I launched over the desk. I literally launched. You're like, oh, right, put the mic down.
My brain used to freeze. I used to literally go into like a... Well, yeah, I used to freeze.
You did that. I used to do. So before we went on air and we put the mic up, I would be like, right, you're going to say this, I'm going to say that, you'll say that. And I'd be like, yeah. And as soon as the mic went up, I'd forget. I was terrible at that. And you'd be like, okay, well, we didn't talk about that. I'd be like, oh, yeah, sorry enough.
So we're not on the radio anymore, guys.
Yeah,
obviously.
never mind. Shame. I'm sure they all really miss us.
I bet they do, yeah.
We are now sponsored by East Midlands AirportRedbrik Hotel Group and RedBrik Estate Agents.
We need to say a very big happy birthday to RedBrik Ross today.
One of our favourite people.
Happy
birthday, Ross. Do we want to guess his age?
I was just thinking, I don't know how old he is.
He?
I would
He's
say...
a stand-up guy. I bet his mum is very proud of him.
28, I'd say 29. What do you think?
I don't know.
Younger.
Well, hang on. So
I should never guess people's ages. I always get it wrong.
No, I don't think he's young. Thea's 28.
27, 28?
Yes, something like that. I think they're about the same. I think you're right. I'm going to go 29.
He can't be older than 30. He's got like...
He's got his
a baby
face. Too youthful.
Yeah. He looks... Listen, Ross, this is all compliments.
Sorry.
You look youthful, yeah.
Ross, just have a great day. I'm sure Thea's got everything planned on the spreadsheet. Ross's birthday.
I bet it was planned a year ago.
There will be a spreadsheet with Ross's birthday as the title. They're going to come on our pod soon and I cannot wait.
Well, they're planning their wedding, aren't they? They're getting married. It's in September this year.
Yeah.
And they went to London at the weekend, didn't they? Wedding ring shopping.
Yes.
And we're going to get them on to get all the goss.
Yeah. But happy birthday, Ross.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Dawn and Casa and Barca Bar because we went for some tapas last night, didn't we?
It's Tapas Tuesdays, guys.
I
mean, what else do you do on a Tuesday night apart from go for tapas?
And if you don't go for tapas on a Tuesday night, this is your sign to go.
You got to go.
Oh my days. The tapas at Casa, they've just got it. They've killed it.
Do you know what I like? I like small little plates as well. So you can order like quite a few bits and try lots of different things and you're not too full. Like I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Then last night, well, let's say our favourite dish. I think mine was the cauliflower. What's the sauce that it's in? Like teriyaki cauliflower or something?
They've got that right because the cauliflower is not like, it's quite, I want to say crunchy. Is it crunchy?
El dente.
It's just perfectly cooked. I like the, oh God, see, I'm terrible at remembering. The sauce, was there sausage?
Chorizo.
That's it, chorizo. That was delicious.
That was good.
I loved the potato. What was that?
Patatas bravas. Obviously, you've got to have that.
Potatoes bravas.
Patatas bravas.
Patatas bravas. Potatoes bravas. They're really good. In fact, it's all good. Isn't
Very
it?
good. Obviously, we had pale rosé.
We had a pale rosé each, and then they made us a couple of cocktails.
They were so good. I had a limoncello spritz.
Well, I
which was
didn't.
really good.
So you were like, you can have a cocktail. And I was like, do you know what? No, I'm going to stick just with my rosé. And you were like, shall I? Oh, I'm going to. So you got a cocktail. And then, is his name Simon?
Can't remember. He's lovely. He's like the waiter
so
in there, isn't
nice. He looks like a Simon. I'm going to go with Simon. We'll correct.
Let's call him
if I'm
Simon.
wrong. Something out of nowhere. Here he is with a cocktail in the most beautiful glass. It's got flowers on the top. I can't remember what it was, but I can remember it was delicious.
It was very. It had like a big thing of froth on the
it
top,
was
didn't it? Like a really big frothy thing.
So no, for someone that wasn't going to have a cocktail, I supped that up in a second.
Well, I have to say, the night took a turn after our cocktails, and it was all very civilised up until this point. And you were like, no, just one rosé for me.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it turned, and we went from being very civilised to very feral in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was so that bar is so nice to sit in. I could sit
So
there
nice.
for hours and hours and hours.
It's very kind of Instagrammable, isn't it?
Instagrammable.
And aesthetically pleasing.
Service is nice by Simon. I'm not sure if it's Simon or not.
Lovely, Simon.
Tapas is great. The drinks are great. Honestly, what a lovely little Tuesday evening that was.
We kept saying that last night. We were like, how lovely, how delightful.
lovely.
Yeah, so you need to go. Tapas Tuesdays at Casa. It's the bomb.
So talking yesterday about things taking a little bit of a turn for the worse yesterday evening. I mean, we weren't like, hanging off the tree in the middle of the room, were we?
Well, could have happened.
We got a little bit excited. We tend to get quite creative when we're out, don't we? It's our time.
I think it's when you're somewhere different, and also when alcohol's involved. I always feel like I get my best ideas.
At the end of the
after having a
night,
drink.
you're like, we always come up with the best ideas when we're out.
Don't we though? Don't we?
We came up with a very good idea, didn't we? We won't talk about that just yet, but we get a pep in our step, don't we? We're like,
giddy.
right. So we started messaging our friends, like, what are you doing? And the thing with Becky and I is we don't like planning ahead. And if we meet people that plan ahead, it gives us the heebie-jeebies a little bit. We're like, how do they do it? How can they plan that far? You don't know what you're doing.
Well, as an example, we were meant to meet a few people, weren't we? This was a few weeks ago, and we were sort of like, we had a few groups, didn't we? We're like, right, can you meet this Wednesday? So we plan week to week, don't we, really?
Yeah.
But they couldn't. They sort of gave us some dates for a few weeks' time, and actually we've just gone quiet in
I
the
can't-
chat because we're literally like, cannot compute, not this week, cannot compute. Like we cannot deal with booking things in advance.
This has rubbed off on me. This was you, and now I'm the same.
Yeah, I'm terrible
To
for
the
it.
point where, so I had a paper diary, but it was absolutely rubbish. So I thought the other day I need to go and get a diary, a new one. So I went, and it said 2023, 2024 diary. So I thought, oh, perfect. Okay, it'll go a little bit into next year. I opened it up. It starts in June this year, this diary. So I'm like, well, I'm
Pointless.
not going to plan anything in June yet, am I?
Do you know what? That makes me go a bit funny though. You know, having a diary that starts halfway through the year and finishes halfway
it's
through next year.
Put me about.
Yeah, it would me. I'll be honest.
Anyway, so we were speaking to our friends, and our lovely friends Kieran and Jordan.
Are you boys?
Yeah, we haven't seen them, desperate to see them. So like, right, what are you doing a week on Sunday? And that's quite far forward for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, they kind of had things to do, so they were like, what about? And they sent us some dates over at the end of May, and we were like,
well, we switched off.
What?
Straight away, we were like,
I was
nah.
like, sorry, are you talking about May? May? We're in April.
We just can't. We can't look that far. I know that we're in the minority, by the way. We're the not
We're
normal
the ones in the wrong. Yeah, we shouldn't do that.
We are guilty as charged, but it's just the way we roll, isn't it?
Anyway, do you know what though? We're seeing them Saturday night. So who wins in this situation?
We got it booked in. So I'm a little bit obsessed at the moment with something.
You've been obsessed with it for a while. You keep banging on about this bloody line dancing class.
Well, I think what it is, there's a thing on TikTok, isn't there? And it's these guys in America, and they do all of these like quite cool, up-to-date songs, but in line dancing form. And they've all got like a beer. They've got a cowboy hat, some cowboy boots.
The guy that does it is quite scrawny and skinny, but there's something about the way his hips move.
It's the hips.
But I also like the fact the other men that are dancing next to him, sometimes they'll like put a hand on his shoulder, or they'll like, or he'll go back, they'll catch him and push him back up again. It's all very organised.
It's all very tactile as well, isn't it? But it just looks like they're having a great night. And I said to you, and I was like, I want us to organise a line dancing night, but like a really fun, sort of like bougie one. So that's on the back burner, but that's kind of been bubbling away in the background, isn't it? It will happen at some point.
Yeah.
So last night, after we'd had these cocktails, and we text the boys and booked them in for Saturday night, so they're going to come over to my house and I'm going to have like some dinner and some drinks, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let's make it themed. Let's have a theme. Cowboys, cowgirls. I was like, yes, get your cowboy boots on.
There's only 4 of us, by the way.
5. Lily will be there.
Oh, okay, right.
And she is bang up for it. In fact, this morning before school, we were on Amazon looking at cowgirl hats and like neckerchiefs and things, and I was like, right, come on, let's order it.
Well, before that, we're going to do a bring a board, aren't we? Because I've seen this on TikTok. So you turn up with a board of food. No, I'm not actually into these boards, am I?
You're not. I forgot about that.
They put me about a little bit, but I think it's a really good idea.
And it'll look good, won't
so
it?
They're going to bring the sweet board. I'm going to bring a pizza board. You're going to do
kind of like starters and nibbles board.
Right idea. Cowboy themed.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't want to come?
Why not? We're going to be tooting and hooting and shooting. Rooting and shooting. I cannot wait. Honestly, I'm so here. Also, something else I've been banging on about non-stop is a picante cocktail, right?
God.
The drink of the summer, guys. I'm going to make those for us on Saturday night as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Right, okay, this is very exciting because it's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we like to have guests on. This is what we're trying to do every Wednesday. Just have a different voice on the pod, someone interesting. We like a good natter or interest in other people's lives.
Exactly, we're just being a bit nosy, really. Someone who's got quite an interesting job or a life story, and today is no exception. Shall I play the little? Okay.
Are you attached?
I think I'm on.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay, Sunday, it's our end of the week treat. And guess what? It's Casa or more time. Bring it on. With strong language and adult content, it's brand new Love Island.
There's a clue. Find out who it is next.
So we are very excited with our guest that we have got on today. She is a showbiz reporter. She's a voiceover artist. She's the official voice of, get this, ITV2. So if you're watching Love Island, when was it on? January?
Yeah.
If you're watching the latest season of Love Island, you would have heard this lady's amazing voice. We are very excited to have on Lucy Jones.
Hello. Or shall I say, without humour and sexual references, it's me? Is that
Yes. Although please have some adult humour and sexual references. Lots of them. We like that.
We love that. What a voice, by the way. Can we just be quiet and you just like talk and say stuff to us?
Well, it's really interesting because I actually got bullied my whole life for my voice because I used to get called Madge Bishop, Frank Butcher. You know, I grew up with EastEnders and Neighbours being the thing. And so I sound like some of the blinking characters from it, the blokes from it. So anyway, I'm making my money from it now. So
yes,
I was going to say suck on that, but I can't say that, can I?
No, you can.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Suck on that, please.
Also, Madge Bishop was an absolute legend. So,
yeah,
so was Frank Butcher.
Yeah, he used to say to me, Harold, because you know when he went missing, and she started shouting his name from the.
Oh God, yeah, but he came back though, didn't he? Didn't they find him like years later? Bloody love it.
Found him in a pond somewhere. Yeah, they did, didn't they?
That was so weird, wasn't it? Harold. So, Lucy, how did you get into it? How did you get into being a voiceover artist?
Well, I think I've had a similar story to you guys, where I kind of went to a radio station at university. I went to Oxford College Brooks, you know, the early learning centre there. And I ended up just writing to everybody. And I got some work experience giving out some stickers on road running days with the kind of vans, and the girls used to go around. And then I kind of was like, can I help? And then one day, someone was off sick. I was in the studio. My voice was on the radio suddenly, and I started getting more and more bits and pieces. And then all the radio stations got taken over by Heart, and they all got kind of shut down. And then I went to a little radio station, and then I got made redundant from that. And then a friend of mine just WhatsApped me and said, "Are you looking for work?" They're after someone for an overnight gig at ITN in London. I was like, "I'll do it." So for 2.5 years, midnight till 8, I worked every day in a basement in London. I was getting the train, my dad waiting for me at the train station, getting me on the midnight train. And it really has been a slog. I'm not going to lie about it. And then after that, ITV called me and said, look, we've heard your voice on 4 Music, because I made a show for them, and started doing bits and pieces. So I still do 4 Music. I now do ITV2, and I actually get some sleep overnight. So it really has been a journey of making teas to kind of here. So if anyone calls me lucky, I'm like, no, I was working whilst you were sleeping. There you go.
Yeah, you work for
She
it.
grafted.
Yeah. God, midnight till 8. Bloody hell.
Yeah, do you know what? It's one of those things, like, that was my first move into television. And I just felt like I had to do it. And I covered my friends, actually. We did the same thing. So Vic Hope and I did it overnight together. And now she's on Radio 1 and she's got amazing things going on. And same with lots of other people. And you just think, I don't think people do that now, unless they do. And I've got it all wrong. But I think the internet has just sped up people's success so quickly. Insta, TikTok. Whereas I don't think there is a lot of grafting, I'm sure. But you see what I mean in regards to getting into television and radio? It feels like a quicker process, an easier process now. Although there isn't as many stations anymore, is there? Because they shut them all down. So it's double-edged sword about getting into it now. But I certainly worked my socks off.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, go on, girl. You're right, though. It is very different, isn't it? To back in the day when we were all getting started, you had to work for free. You had to put CDs away. You had to make the tea, make the coffee, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I guess it's just different, isn't it, these days with social media and YouTube and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's not 1 second I don't appreciate everything. I love everything. I do moan about it behind closed doors, only because you're tired here and there. But I love it. I can't believe my life. And I don't get complacent about it. And I'm not very good at the TikTok and the Instas. And I'd love to sit down with someone really young and they teach me how to do it. But part of me probably likes my innocence away from that. But I think to kind of do well now, you've got to be really present online. I'm struggling with it myself. I don't know whether you guys do too, but I feel like I've got a bit of an imposter thing, and I don't want to show off on Instagram about me hanging out with this celeb and that celeb. But you've got to do it, haven't you?
I'll follow you.
I guess.
I want to see it, Lucy. I'll be your one follower. I'll be like, Lucy, what are you up to today? Who are you seeing today, Lucy? That's what I want to know. I think you're right. Also, it's so time consuming. Doing reels and all of this, it just takes ages.
Yeah, and I see these people out and about on the red carpet, and I've got so many questions for them. My main one is, how do you have battery? How do you have the storage on your phone? I went to Mauritius a few weeks ago, and I'm underwater, swimming with these dolphins, no joke, and I'm deleting apps underwater because I've got no battery, no space. I bought myself a really cheap waterproof cover, right? And I've got, and I'm like, oh my God, it's the dolphin I've been waiting for. I'm deleting my HSBC app.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Zoom. I'm deleting everything. But you know what? I even deleted my calculator, calendar. I've got no RAM.
Oh my God, the panic is real though. When you've got no storage space, or you've run out of picture space or video, and you say there's something good happens, you're like, oh my God, it is bad, isn't it?
I have to end up asking a South African man that was on the same boat as me to please send me the footage of. He spent 6 weeks doing it. I thought I've cocked that up with old. I think his name was Barry. I've cocked that up with Barry. He's never going to send it, and he did.
Oh.
So he actually did come through, but he did,
Barry.
do what he said. But yeah, storage space, battery space, energy,
time, effort,
too much. Oh, no. You were talking about your Insta. And we were just having a little stalk now before coming on here.
God.
And oh God. And I noticed that Laura Anderson from Love Island was commenting on some of your pictures. And I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think it's difficult because I work in TV and showbiz reporting. It's very different from a newspaper reporting. And I think a lot of well-known people are a little bit wary of reporters. And they think, oh, I was at a party the other week, and she went, oh, this girl said, you recording me? I was like, love, I'm having a drink. I haven't got recording equipment in my handbag. This happens to me all the time.
But did you? Did you, Lucy?
Did you have an earpiece in, Lucy?
Yeah, sold it to the sun, yeah. No, but it's one of those things where it's just difficult because I only report if I've got a camera with me. Yeah. So if someone fell over, I can put that on the internet, but I'm not going to record you in a blinking handbag. I want some champagne more than that.
Bloody lootly.
But anyway, It's brilliant. Basically, I'm a freelancer. I've never had a job. Basically, I've always done different jobs, and someone always said to me, always have more than one plate spinning, the classic. So I always have. And so, I do the voiceover writing too. I've got my own show on 4 Music where I interview celebrities, which is cool. And a show on Channel 5 where I do the same thing. And so if you're watching a film, by the way, and you're recording a film and the recording doesn't work, it's because my little rubbish show, 2-minute show, has interrupted that recording. So sorry about that. On Channel 5.
Oh,
it's entertainment news on 5.
It's you, is it? It's you, sorry. Is it?
So you're all over the place then. You've got fingers in pies.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I do believe that, and I love opening. I do have a physical diary as well. I don't do this nonsense on the phone. I love writing with a pen. It's brilliant. And I actually got into pencils recently because there's a rubber on the end.
I got into pencils. Brilliant.
Yeah, you can just delete it with a video. So anyway, I love opening a diary every day, and every day is different. That's exactly what I dreamt of doing. But, freelancing is not that fun. You've got to chase your blooming invoices every day. You got to keep on top of everything. So, it's smoke and mirrors. I'm sure you've heard that phrase many times in regards to your guests.
Oh, yeah, we hear you. So can we talk about ITV too? So obviously you're the voice. So for people that don't know, are you in between? Is it live or are you like pre-recking the bits in between like the programmes? How does it work?
Yes. So I am doing mostly pre-recorded, but when it comes to Love Island or a big show like Big Brother, which is about to launch, I am in a little tiny box in Chiswick. And I'm talking into a microphone, and it's exactly what you think it is. I sit there, I watch Love Island for 1 hour or an hour and a half if it's a good one, and I just chat for 12 seconds at the end. Wow. It's very exciting. It's really exhilarating. I mean, as you know, with live radio, there's no feeling like it. So I do love being live. And the amount of times I've kind of slurred my words accidentally, not because I've got the champagne in there, but I've had to say, "Oh, better put my teeth back in." So I like making reference to the fact it's live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really fun. I'm very, very fortunate. It's a dream job, if I'm honest. And a lot of people ask me to do their voice messages for them.
We kind of were thinking we might be asking you as well. We were like, what can we get her to say for us?
How long have you done Love Island for?
Since the beginning. I've been on every single series, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I did the 10th series or 9th series this year. But I've been doing it since, for about 9 years now, the whole voice thing. But it's brilliant. And I love the show. Everyone goes, I'm not sure about this series. I love it because I watch every single episode.
Have you got a favourite season? Like, have you got one that like particularly sticks out with the best characters on?
Well, I became really good friends with Cara and Nathan back in the day. Do you remember that one? When,
yeah.
And I think that's one of my favourites because I love the personalities. If you look back now, most of them didn't have six packs.
Yeah.
They were just, do you know what I mean? I think it's got really, the bodies have got a lot incredible. And I didn't really think we had that before. But they were brilliant characters. I love the character. But I love this series as well. And having it twice a year for me is just brilliant. I just love watching it. And the characters that come out of it. I mean, even Molly May and Tommy, who have now had a baby together. It's just brilliant. And Cara and Nathan are still together. And she mentioned Laura Anderson. She is just an absolute angel. So, I think what we've created is incredible stars. But at the same time, a lot of them have experienced life having the fame and then not having the fame. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Are you friends with any of them? Like, do you get to go to the rap parties and that kind of thing and like socialise with them?
I've been invited to a few things. Although the rap parties are always over there in Mallorca or on South Africa. So you get these influencers that are invited, and I'm sat in your booth in Chiswick, in Chiswick Business Park. So, but I can always put a filter on, can't I, and pretend I'm there.
I think so. Get a palm tree in the background. Be sorted.
Are you guys watching it? Do you still love it, even though it's been 9 years or so?
Well, I always think that I shouldn't watch it because I'm too old, and then I watch it and I think I'm not going to get into it, and then I'm hooked. I always watch it. I love it. I think it's like a social experiment. It's just fascinating. It's just one of those things that if you watch the first week, you're hooked, I think, and then that's it. That's your whole summer gone.
I think Big Brother's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm fascinated how they're going to do it, actually, because back in the day, I think they were really hard on people and like they were saying things. You can't get away with that now in regards to the diary room and the punishments they were given. So I'm really interested in how mindfulness they deal with, mindfulness-wise, you know what I mean, how they're going to deal with Big Brother this year.
Is it on ITV2, Lucy?
It is, yeah. It was announced yesterday. AJ and Will Beck back in the day. They worked with the both at 4 Music. So, yeah, they haven't announced the date yet where it's launching, but I think for me a different show. But you also got people vying to now go on Big Brother or Love Island. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what kind of people we're going to get, but I think it's going to be brilliant.
What about Davina McCall, isn't she? She's doing this older Love Island as well. That was announced, wasn't it, a few months ago, where it's kind of like older people who've been divorced, they've got kids, they've been through the mill a bit, perhaps haven't got, the perfect bodies. They're going to be on a Love Island.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of saying that it's not fair. Why have you got to have kids? Why can't you just be single and older? So I'm not sure how that's really going to work, but she's brilliant. I think she's brilliant, amazing. I mean, from the days of Street Mate, which I just love.
Oh, yes.
She's just been fantastic. I love that she's now married her best mate. She seems so happy. I was really I went to Gary Barlow's Christmas drink. And she was there.
Hang on. Yeah, rewind.
You can't say something like that and just carry on talking, Lucy. Sorry.
I don't want to name drop. But she was it was a little Christmas drink. And he changed to take that.
At Gary's house. At Gary's house.
Did he sing?
No, it wasn't. It was at Harvey Nick's and upstairs in the bar.
Did he sing?
And he did sing, It's funny when you sing at your own party, isn't it? Anyway, it was and it was all his own wines. It was the Gary Barlow Rosé, Gary Barlow Red, White, and Davina came with her man, and she looked so happy and she was so friendly and kind. And I thought, yeah, she deserves this new show. I think it's going to be so good. She's talking from experience because she was married, she got divorced, she kind of started again. So, yeah, there's a lot of TV going on, isn't there?
There is. I mean, we love Davina, but we need to go back to Gary Barlow's wine.
Gary Barlow's interested in it. Did he have a rosé?
He had a rosé red and a white.
Was the rosé was the rosé
delicious.
Pale? Was it a pale rosé? This is what we need to know.
Yeah, it wasn't a Vinci Vendel. It wasn't one
Brilliant.
of those, but it was. It was pale. It was yummy. And by the way, his son, right? He's like 6 foot something. I don't know what. It's like Gary Barlow, but really cool. But yeah, that was a fun night. And I started to show off now, but maybe that's the last time I saw Davina, so that I'm allowed to say it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Listen, this is what we're here for, Lucy.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, we want to hear this kind of stuff.
A therapy session. What else can I tell you about?
I don't know, anything. Do you sometimes get, because your name's Lucy Jones, there's a Lucy Jones West End singer, isn't there? Do you ever get, does everyone ever say, can you sing as well then, love? Sing us a song.
Right, honestly, you literally regret everything you ever said out your mouth if you ask me to sing. Although that's another thing. I can talk in public, do anything like that. If you made me sing, I genuinely think I would melt into the floor and never come out again. It's so weird. But I remember when I was like a dancer when I was younger, we had to sing a song to get the next grade, and they made me sing "That Song Has Got His Hat On." Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
How hard is that? You heard my voice. I'm Frank Butcher singing "The Sun Has Got His Hat On."
Love that. We're not going to ask you to sing, don't worry. Listen, tell us who you're interviewing later on today as well, because you casually mentioned this when we were sort of arranging to chat to you today, and we were like, oh.
You're making me sound, oh God, here we go. Yes, for my 4 Music, I'm interviewing Fly, very exciting, on Zoom. And the thing about the pandemic is it's made everything a bit more obtainable in regards to, you haven't got to be at a studio or an event or anything anymore. You just do it on your computer. It takes 10 minutes and it's really good quality. And but it's always a bit awkward with a band because you have to kind of speak to them individually. Do you see what I mean? You have to direct the questions individually to them. Because I did Maneskin a few weeks ago. They're the ones that won Eurovision a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Are they German?
They don't speak English. So imagine that 20 minutes on Zoom trying to chat to Maneskin. And at the end, she said, "Oh, can we take out all the references of Eurovision? I thought, that's all I spoke about. Anyway, that's another day.
So, who would be the best person? Who's the most famous and best person you've ever met, Lucy?
I think it's probably going to be Brad Pitt.
Stop
met Brad a few times. Met Tom Hanks a few times. He's my favourite. I love Tom. In fact, I had one of my famous viral moments was when he's an Aston Villa supporter and I'm a big football fan. And anyway, they got relegated. So I said, sorry about your news about relegation. I need to back you. I put £100 on Leicester to win the Premier League, and that's when they won it. And so everyone ran that line, which was really exciting. And the same with Harry Styles. Interviewed him quite a few times, only because he's on the X Factor, right? He was on the X Factor. Do people remember this? It's bonkers, because every Monday I used to go and interview these little lads at ITV Studios, and there wasn't really a thing. And now he's just he's the biggest star on the planet. It's and I've had a couple of moments with him which have gone quite big online because everyone loves him, don't they?
Couple of moments.
When you're face to face with him, do you want to lick his face? Is there the urge to just twirl his hair, or at least just stroke it because he's so beautiful?
It's one of those things where when I first interviewed them, obviously when they were first on the X Factor, you never really saw it. When you look back, you do see it. But when he obviously went so, it's just you get it. You get this incredible energy from him, and he is just a superstar. And you've got to feel for the other guys in a way. But Zayn's played it quite well as well, because he's not putting himself on the internet all the time. He's quite elusive. So I'd say that he's a really, really big star because he doesn't put himself out there as much. So
have you ever come close to Ryan Reynolds? Never. I bet he's got an aura. Bloody hell.
I actually chatted to Ryan on Zoom for one of his films last year. But I would love to. I've been with him in real life, but from a bit of a distance in a cinema. Never chatted to him IRL, but I have chatted to him on Zoom.
Wow,
but I'd like to watch a Wrexham game with him. That would be rather exciting,
wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just? We think that's going to be like some Hollywood movie in the making.
It's got to be.
That whole story about Wrexham's just nuts, isn't it? Wow.
I know. I wish Spurs were bought by two beautiful Canadian men. Yes. That'd be good. Might be able to win something finally.
Well, in comparison to your day, you're off to interview McFly. What are we doing, mate? We're off. I'm going to Aldi.
I'm taking my daughter to the dentist. That's about my day. So
Lucy,
I mean,
who's winning here?
Aldi special aisle. I'm so jealous that you're doing that. It's my favourite thing to do.
Do you know what?
Get some read diffusers for me because they're brilliant.
Oh yeah, Laura and I go in just for a little peruse sometimes down the middle. Like, what are we going to come out with today? Oh, Lucy, it's been such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Sorry, I've just literally chatted absolute gobbledygook the whole time. Probably your longest one ever, isn't it? Me talking rubbish.
It's absolutely fun. Well, I could listen to you talk for hours and hours, but obviously you've got to go and do McFly and I've got to go to the dentist. So
I've got to go to Aldi. Lucy, before you go, would you do us like a little thing as if you're just about to introduce Love Island?
Crikey. Okay, let's do it. Go on. Now, we're heading to the fire pit with our humour and special references with brand new Love Island.
Oh my God, I can't cope. I just can't cope.
Oh, Lucy, have an amazing day and we'll listen up for your voice always. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you for having me, girls.
Oh, we love you. Say hi to McFly from us.
Bye. See you.
Bye.